Look, if you've got a bank account, a credit card, pretty much any kind of financial life, then identity theft is a threat you really need to get your head around. But it's not some unbeatable monster. It's a challenge. And today, we're giving you the battle plan to fight back. So let's just start with a really direct question. Is your personal information truly safe out there? And let's be honest, in our digital world, the real answer is that your data is way more exposed than you probably think. And this isn't just some vague possibility. Check out this number. The Federal Trade Commission, the FTC, saw 426,000 reported cases of credit card fraud just last year. That's not just a statistic, that's nearly 500,000 people, which makes it crystal clear. This is a huge issue, and you've got to be prepared. But here's the good news, and really, this is the most important part of this whole thing. You are not powerless here. Not even close. You have specific legal rights and some really powerful tools to defend yourself. This is your step-by-step battle plan. Okay, so first things first, let's get on the same page and really define the enemy we're facing. What exactly is identity theft? At its core, it's pretty simple. It's theft. Someone gets a hold of your personal data, your name, social security number, your credit card, you name it, and they use it to commit fraud. They could try to open new bank accounts, file for a tax refund in your name, or even get medical services pretending to be you. And the signs? Well, they can be super subtle at first. You might get a bill for something you know you didn't buy. Or you get these weird calls from debt collectors about an account you've never even heard of. Maybe you notice your regular mail, like a utility bill, just stops showing up. Or worse, you go to apply for a car loan and get denied for a reason that makes absolutely no sense. All of these are major red flags. Now I know, facing that kind of threat can feel pretty overwhelming, but you've got backup. So let's talk about your superpowers, the rights you are guaranteed under federal law. Your main weapon in this fight, your shield and sword, comes from a really powerful piece of legislation called the Fair Credit Reporting Act, or FCRA for short. This law was literally designed to make sure the information in your credit files is accurate, fair, and private. So under the FCRA, you have some absolutely crucial rights. Like if you get denied for a loan because of something on your credit report, they have to tell you. You have the right to see every single thing that's in your file. And most importantly, you can dispute anything that's wrong. And the credit bureaus are legally required to investigate and fix it. This is the bedrock of your power to fight back. Okay, so you know you have these rights in your back pocket. Now it's time for your first move. And I want you to think of this like a recon mission. You need to get in there and see exactly what's being said about you in your credit reports. And don't just take my word for how critical this is. The FTC themselves put it perfectly. The accuracy of your credit report affects if you can even borrow money, and it determines how much you're going to pay for it. It's basically your financial resume. Now, this next part is super important. There is only one place to go for this. The official government-mandated site is annualcreditreport.com. Seriously, any other site that's promising free reports is probably trying to sell you something you don't need. Stick to the official one. So, how often can you do this? Well, by law, you're entitled to a free report from each of the big three bureaus. That's Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion every 12 months. But here's the cool part. Thanks to a temporary program, you can actually check them for free once a week. That's an incredible tool for keeping an eye on things. All right, so your recon mission is complete. You know what's in your reports. Now it's time to deploy your defenses. And your two main tools for this are the credit freeze and the fraud alert. The easiest way to think about it is like this. A credit freeze is like a deadbolt on your front door. It completely locks down your credit report so nobody can get access to open a new account. A fraud alert, on the other hand, is like hiring an extra security guard. It just tells creditors, hey, take some extra steps to make sure this is really me. So how do you pick? It's actually pretty simple. If you're not planning on applying for a new loan or credit card anytime soon, the credit freeze is your strongest protection, hands down. But if you are actively trying to get a loan, a fraud alert gives you that extra layer of security without blocking the whole process. And you want to know the best part? Both of them are completely free. But what if you're past the point of defense? What if you find a fraudulent account already on your report? Well, now it's time for the counterattack. Here's exactly what you need to do. First off, do not panic. The process is clear and totally manageable. It really just boils down to 3 simple steps. You're going to report, you're going to contact, and you're going to dispute. Let's break that down. Your very first stop is identitytheft.gov. This is the FTC's official command center for this kind of stuff. When you report the theft there, the site walks you through everything and generates a personalized recovery plan. But more importantly, it creates an official identity theft report. And that report, it's incredibly powerful. Why? Because in most cases, this one single document can be used instead of a police report. It becomes the official proof you need to clear your name with companies and the credit bureaus, and trust me, that simplifies the process a ton. Okay, next, you're going to take that report and use it to formally dispute the errors with the credit bureaus. You have to write to each bureau that has the mistake on its file. In your letter, just clearly explain what's wrong and why, include copies of your proof, and, pro tip, send it by certified mail so you have a receipt proving they got it. Here's all the contact info you'll need, so this might be a good time to pause or grab a quick screenshot. And while you can technically dispute online or over the phone, sending a physical letter by certified mail creates the strongest possible legal paper trail for your records. And once you file that dispute, the clock starts ticking. The credit bureaus have about 30 days to investigate your claim, and they have to give you the results in writing. If they confirm the information is inaccurate, they must remove it or correct it. It's the law. You know, when it all comes down to it, your identity is your financial story. By knowing the threats, understanding your rights, and actually using the tools we just talked about, you get to be the one holding the pen. Don't let a thief write your story for you.